I told my mom that we were streaming, so
Oh,
hi
boy.
Mom!
Hi, Mom.
I'm famous now!
Yeah.
Hi, Grandma.
She's finally proud of me.
Well...
Don't eat crayons, Aaron.
Let him
Markers.
have it.
They're Sharpies, or the dry
Don't
erase
eat
markers.
Sharpies.
You're
I
eating
bought them. I
dry
can eat
erase
them if I
markers?
want.
Oh, I
Free
did.
country. So I guess we can start officially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus one shot, which is our Twitch channel. Yay! And we decided that we had some other friends who still wanted to play D&D, so we started a second game. If you watch this at all, then you may notice some familiar faces, but also some new faces. So I guess we can probably start by introducing ourselves. If you want to go first, Mr. DM.
Who's going first?
You.
Oh, sorry.
As the DM.
Maybe...
He's like waiting for somebody else to say
Yeah,
they'll be the DM. I have nothing
I
planned.
missed whatever part of that because of...
Dog.
No,
Kids and
kids that are
dogs.
yelling in the background.
Yeah.
Yes, I have Monty and Patrick. The kids are fighting because they don't want to. They want to make cookies, and now they don't want to clean up their mess. So, you know, kids. But yeah, first time.
Practice protection, everybody.
Do the dishes.
Ignore them. It's fine. We're fine.
Don't ask me to make cookies again.
All right, yeah. So first time really DMing. Hopefully this has been or will be a fun experience. You will be hearing Dick and Jane in the background tonight,
That's right, you will.
and my commentary from my wife.
I'll sit down.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what else?
You
What else do you want?
want to tell us about?
Your hobby.
Yeah, anything you want to tell us about the story you plan on running?
Oh, I thought we were gonna do that like after the introduction. Sorry, I just got a text
We can-
message.
We could like work into that.
No, lay down.
Aaron,
Yeah.
you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aaron again. I've been here. I ran a game for the other plus one shots, which turned into Hanna-Barbera presents Josie and the Pussycats. In our current long-form game, I am Theros, the Minotaur.
Negative.
You know exactly. Wait, no, you take all the shit. I don't take any shit. I ain't got time for shit. He says, ain't got time no shit. And I'll be here to play a game and make funny voices and hopefully entertain somebody somewhere.
Very cool.
Benjamin. It goes A-B, so Benjamin's next.
That's me. I'm Ben. Most of you, aside from one, I've known for like half a decade now, I think. Played D&D a little bit with you, Aaron, and Pat, and a couple others. But now we're going to give it a real try, and I'm ready for it. I'm excited. I've got, I hope, a good character lined up for this session, so we'll see. I'm excited, though. I'll probably be the one that's the loudest, and just the loudest is what I'll leave it at.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah.
Half of us are like, challenge accepted, motherfucker. Who's up next?
Hello, I'm Denitra. I am also in one of the previous games as the character Mirror, the siren. But today we're going to be talking about the character I'm going to be playing in Monty's game. So, this character archetype is something new for me. Oh, sorry. So, yes, next person.
Talk about yourself now. Lance is up next.
All right. Well, I'm the new guy. I'm Lance. I know Denitra. I've definitely heard a lot about most, if not everyone here, through various channels.
That's worrying.
But yeah, I mean, I showed up, didn't I? So I guess it can't be too
Yeah.
bad. Or I want to see the train wreck this might be. So we'll see how this goes.
You're along for the ride, aren't we all?
There might be
Get a
trains.
bag of popcorn outside the train tracks and just watch all the people run by on fire.
Oh,
I
there might be
also-
trains involved. So
I also just saw on stream that our names were Aaron, Ben, Denitra, Lance, and then it got changed to Benjamin, and then
Yeah.
back to Ben.
there's a reason for that.
And Benjamin.
We didn't have character names when Michelle was trying to help me set this up. So to make sure that it transitions, so we have Ben and Benjamin since everybody else's names is the same.
Sounds to me.
I'm up next. Haha, Philip, you're last. Anyway, I'm Michelle. I DM the other game, and I don't know if it's good or not. You tell me. But I wanted to play. So lovely much Patrick here was like, yeah, I mean, if we can get a D&D thing going, I guess I'll DM. And I was like, good. Now I get to act like a moron. Yes, I'm ready.
Less pants, more action.
Every DM's dream is to be a player.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It's like every DM wants to play and every player wants to DM, but then they
Wants
never
to
cross.
Yeah, no.
It's Philip.
Hi, my name's Philip. I ran a one-shot where we were mid-level, 10, in a dungeon, and completely destroyed the monsters. I was totally unprepared for that. It was just like, and one hit, they're all dead. Oh, that's a hell of a power curve. Anyway.
Except for those vampires that hung out on the ceiling for 2 hours.
Yeah, that was a bad move on my part. Yeah, so then I'm going to be in this one as a player as well, and get to see my barbarian side.
Oh, I like how you put that. Yeah, that's good. Little bit of a teaser.
Mm.
Well,
Now that we've
I don't like that sound.
I do. Now that we've all introduced ourselves, you want to take over the podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I'm kind of incorporating some things from another game. Just some little head nods. But yeah, the premise is that you are on the continent of Exarath. Exarath is its own little continent in the world, and it has its own problems just like everybody else. You know, you have demons, you have dragons, there's elder gods, and you know, each of you, the player characters, have been imprisoned for a crime that you did or didn't commit. Were you falsely accused, or did you actually do it? You know, we'll find out at some point, possibly. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, sorry.
Right now?
Huh? No, we're
Did I
arguing
hear
right
no
now. Yeah.
Is it we've all been accused of the same crime, or
No,
different crimes that
everybody
we're all
has
trying-
their own
Okay.
different crime. Like, so your deity or whoever you serve you seem to be in their favor right now because you were traded to King Tarek the Wise for a job that you couldn't turn down. You're basically, you do this for us, and then, you know, eventually maybe, you know, you might get to be free, but you get to go out into the world and maybe not have so much supervision kind of deal and not be sitting and rotting in jail.
Oh my gosh.
So, obviously you choose the latter. You're assigned a handler, Milna, which you guys will meet later. This is where, you know, you kind of all get thrown together, so to speak, after we decide, you know, who actually knows each other from a past life, or if any of you know who each other from the past life.
Ooh, are we all reincarnated?
I mean, you didn't die.
Oh, are you saying past lives? I thought maybe
Free jail life.
On the
Yeah,
outside.
like your pre,
The outside life.
yeah, your pre before you got jailed.
Incarceration.
Yeah, that's the word. So, can you trust them? Can you not? Or are they gonna, when the time comes, are they just gonna hang you out to dry? And, that's pretty much what's gonna happen. The premise was I had the idea of kind of like Suicide Squad. So the premise of, except, you might not have actually done your crime, whereas, they did, obviously. But to kind of, if you're comparing it with something, that's what it would be, to that.
You know who I'm gonna trust? Ben here, because he's a goblin, and nobody trusted my fucking goblin.
That's what I was gonna say.
My
Like,
goblin.
it's nice to know that some of our characters who, I mean, all of them don't know each other, so we don't know if they're guilty or not, and we're being forced to work with them. So who
I trust King
knows?
Shark, and that's it.
I trust Bane.
What?
I said I trust King Shark, and that's it.
Like,
Good choice.
like Harley Quinn King Shark, or like DC's King
that's what I
Shark, who
thought.
who only says I am King Shark.
Yes.
The Harley Quinn one.
The Harley Quinn one. That's what I was thinking too. I love the Harley Quinn Bane.
I
Anyway,
trust Harley
keep
Quinn King
going,
Shark.
Pat.
That's all. I mean, that's all I had.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah. For
So now it's
that.
like,
Good session, Zero. Let's call it a wrap.
Yep. See you guys later.
You guys seen it?
all right, bye guys. Yeah.
Will be
I do have, if everything goes wise, more mechanic wise. Do we want to get into that right now, or do you guys want to go through your characters first?
Oh, you can cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah.
Roll.
It's-
Take it away.
You're the DM, my man.
Story wise, I figured do milestone leveling because I don't really want to deal with dishing out XP all the time.
Good choice.
Stepping around. Oh, hey, you got 2 experience. Okay, here we go.
Keep those murder hobos from just killing everything.
Yeah. Well, that's negative
Kill
experience.
10,000 crabs on the beach.
D level.
and a different group, and people would give weapons to people to kill before they kill them to get better experience. Because if they're armed, you get
Oh my god.
Power leveling them.
basically.
Hold this.
That's smart.
Hate and love.
smart, ranged, you know.
I know. So far, brain-wise and story-wise, we could potentially get up to level 12 if you guys don't die. Or, obviously depending on what routes people take. So, at least level 12, and really I'm just pulling inspiration from, like, I see something like, oh, this could be cool, like, a cool side quest, and, I'm thinking of ways to incorporate that. So, depending on, story arcs and stuff like that, right now it's around level 12, or it could be higher, depending on, story-wise. There are some other things that I thought was interesting. I did see a video on part of one, but like, we'll just use like vampires since we were talking about them earlier. For instance, like if you kill a vampire, it's not necessarily like going to die, right? So there might be extra steps to actually kill whatever boss or monster you're fighting. So like, if you get it to 0 hit points, then like I was thinking of, like, say if it had 5 hit points left and you did 6 to kill it, quote unquote kill it, then like it would be essentially kind of knocked out for like a minute. So like every point after 0 would be kind of like a minute kind of deal, if that makes sense. And then that would be the time when you guys have to either to run away if you're not properly equipped to deal with it, or vampires stake through the heart kind of deal, stuff like that. So it's just kind of like an idea of, okay, not just okay, let's beat this guy to death, kind of deal. Obviously, like some things like disintegrate, it's probably going to kill it.
Like, yeah, we won. Let's totally steal it, dude. It's biting me.
Yeah. Why is it still moving?
In the process of looting it, and it's trying to loot us back.
Yeah.
You always got to double
You can't
tap.
have that.
Always double tap.
Perform their coup de grace.
Coup de grace, yeah.
So that's what I have. As far as general mechanic stuff, I have questions for later that we can go through after everybody does their character intro, whatever you want to tell about your character, kind of deal.
Should we do like? We all introduced our out of character selves. Should we all introduce our in character
third.
selves? Yeah. Should we do that first?
Yeah.
If we're that, are you
Are you ready for that? Yeah. Yeah.
If you know exactly like your voice and everything else that you want to tell about your character
Oh
now,
yeah.
go for it, and then we can, obviously whenever you guys bring that back up again, like when you're, the very first session, we'll probably, touch base on that again. So if you don't know everything, you can be like, oh yeah, I might want to do this accent, or I might think, however you guys want to, whatever you know now, go with it. If you don't know everything now, if you know your character's name in class, that's fine too.
Let's say, does everybody here have like a character they've thought of, they've kind of have in mind?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I think I've gotten.
Michelle and Pat definitely know about mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys? Don't worry.
Oh, you also did homework. Oh, we got another badass over here.
He's just overly excited.
I am overly excited. Yeah. Passion.
We asked him if he
I
wanted
got
to be
my
part of the
homework.
game. Yeah, we could basically hear the squeals from all the way.
All the way from Iowa.
Oh.
Hey, did you want to play?
Yes.
Okay, all right, good, cool. Then yeah, if we're gonna do characters, let's just go back through the alphabet. AA Ron.
I hate that because I'm always fucking.
Yeah. AA Ron.
Yeah, you go
AA
backwards.
Ron.
No, I'll go first. It's fine.
Okay.
The character I have in mind is a variant feral tiefling who is a wizard. The homework I've done on him, I'll leave that to that particular detail up to the imagination because we don't know if we did or not yet, do we? But he is in jail for allegedly killing a magistrate's son.
Oh. Potential murder.
Okay. I like that.
Hmm.
The accent I have prepared is a sort of a French accent. Don't ask me
Nice.
why. I've done a Russian accent and a sort of a fancy English accent, so I'm going to kind of muddle through this and hope it works. Probably won't, but
Is this the in-lore tiefling accent? Because I might have to change my character.
I mean, it could be regional,
Are you also
Sorry.
playing a French accented character?
I'm playing a tiefling as well.
Oh, okay. Well, they could grow up in different places, different dialects.
Yeah.
Okay, it's regional. I come from the west side.
It's the West Side.
He's a wizard boy, and he's gonna be trying to stay the fuck away from everybody and just throw icy magic.
A tiefling with ice magic. Cool.
Ice math. 1 ice cube plus 2 ice cubes.
Equals frozen.
Equals frozen.
Equals no movement speed.
Equals cold drink.
That's. I mean, I have more, but I feel like I should
You
save
should
some
leave it?
for
Alright.
for the character
What?
interactions.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ben's turn.
Oh, okay. I'm playing Skiggs, the Goblin Artificer, who is currently imprisoned or was incarcerated for selling faulty goods that caused deaths of several dozen people, whether that's true or not.
Oh.
And the voice I have for him, I think, is kind of like I gotta hold on.
And just pulls it right off of you. Get
I
it.
gotta pull my mic
I
away
love
for this.
this.
Hi, my name is Skiggs. I've got what y'all need. You want bombs? I got bombs. You want knives? I got knives. You want potions? I didn't stop at the store. I'm sorry. I do not have potions, but I do have bombs.
We fucked.
Nice.
I'm happy to say that did not murder my eardrums like I thought it would.
Good. So I can do it then.
I'm also happy that when you got calmer, your voice got quieter. So let's
Yeah.
just keep the goblin happy.
Yeah, keep him, please. Don't upset him, because then it'll be
Don't get him drunk.
not good. Yeah.
Ooh.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Is it artificer or artificer?
That's a good question. I don't know. Is it? I don't know.
Baloney.
Is it bologna
You-
or
you
bologna?
It's not Bologna.
You can say it however you want, no judgment. I always just heard artificer.
I'll just say it art.
Yes.
We can all
Is the
agree on
big
that,
one.
right? Goblin art. But what
Explosions?
is
That
goblin
does sound like
art?
goblin art.
That does sound. I was just gonna say. That is goblin art, yeah. But that's basically my character. Pretty simple. I don't have a lot as far as backstory goes, because I'm pretty new to the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, so I don't know like even basic world history and stuff like that. But I guess it kind of shifts for every campaign. So a lot of this is gonna be me learning on the fly. So if that upsets people, I'm sorry, but I am new to this. At least new to doing it seriously.
I'm the DM. I say it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Do you have a DM voice?
Oh my god, muscle.
Yes, this is my DM voice. And everybody else's voice that I'm probably gonna have to come up with.
I'm excited to hear Monty give accents, honestly. Like, don't feel pressured, but if at any point you want to do some random goofy accents, I'm here for it.
Yeah. Or if you need
Oh, you
some
guys are
gospel
gonna
voice.
you guys are gonna hear me sing already. So
Oh yes. Okay.
Alright, I think that puts us at Denitra.
Yes. So my character is his name is Zinir Quickmoon. He is a Lightfoot halfling monk, and he has sort of just a normal guy voice. That's the best that I can do.
Don't we all like this?
Hi,
I like it.
Guy.
I like it.
I am Guy.
I am Guy.
If you guys have seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, I'm going for Keanu.
Keanu, okay. God, all right.
Jonathan Harker.
Well, he's also not a normal person.
Denitra, I don't know if you know this, but when I was doing a guy voice for my girl character in Charles's 14 game, I went with the Keanu.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to do. And
That's a slight surfer guy.
Yeah.
I mean the tropical shirt was just because I thought it was cute, but yeah, like, whoa. So
So then you're gonna have to say, I know kung fu, right?
The dog.
He's
God, because you're a monk!
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it clicks.
Except
Her face.
I'm really sorry.
you're fine.
Please continue.
He's the type, or he before he was incarcerated, he was known for being quite the flirt dog. Sorry, I got distracted.
A
He
dog? A
was
lady
part-
killer?
A
He
flirt
was
dog.
quite the flirt, and you know, he's spent time in and out of bed, jumping out of place, you know, like
Here for breaking hearts.
yeah, you know, sneaking into the nunnery and, you know, like, oh no, I gotta get out. So
The nunnery? Bold.
Yeah.
More like
His,
the
his
nuttery.
His last lover or swain, to put it lightly, he will say, "I didn't know she was the constable's wife." So perhaps that's why he's been incarcerated. We don't know.
I forgot that you said your character was going to be a himbo.
For
Yep.
screwing an important character's wife. I get that. Also, I'm very glad that I invited my mom to this stream.
You knew there was
Hi,
going to be F-bombs, and you invited your mom?
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know who
you're right.
we are.
That's fair.
We're so
Mostly on me at this
sorry.
point.
We're not.
I'm not sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Mom.
I'm sorry, Ben's mom, but there's going to be a lot of F-bombs.
Can I get
Like
the driver's
friend.
board back out?
Right. That brings us to Lance again.
Yes. So I am Kylier Demure, the Tiefling Paladin.
Oh.
I'm an ex-soldier who is currently incarcerated because he is defected. There's why this has happened. Not everybody's sure. He doesn't talk about it much, but he used to be a soldier. He is no longer, and he is now a paladin. And he is a tiefling, so it's kind of difficult to be a paladin as a tiefling. So we'll see how that goes.
Interesting.
I'm liking that already.
I-
When you,
I
like
you
that.
pointed out the contrast there, I was like, oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
I like to play fun characters, like mixing them up. Another character that I really liked that I made was a halfling barbarian. So
Yeah.
that was an interesting play. So I like difficult characters. So we'll see how this goes.
You have a
Nice.
voice
Very
lined
cool.
up for him?
Oh, no.
I didn't know we were doing voices, so I'll have to.
I don't
You
think
don't have to. If you
Don't
don't
hate
want
it.
to.
Complicated.
I when I DM, I try to do voices, so I have a couple, but I don't know where he lies yet. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Get a
You
feel
gotta
for him.
find it through. Yeah, you feel it out.
Yeah, exactly.
It stays up if you want.
That's fair.
Just be French.
Is that the French
Be
accent?
French,
Is it?
yeah. maybe
I
we
did
can
just
make
watch
canon.
it yesterday, so
All
Maybe we can make
tieflings
it
are
canon that All
French.
tieflings are French. Yeah, exactly.
It's a new rule.
Oh,
Don't
no.
mind that.
I'll have to talk with a terrible English accent to kind of like separate myself from. So like a French English accent. We'll see.
Just give a different accent for like each side of a 6-sided dice and then roll it. And then whatever you land on is what you do.
I thought you were going to say a different accent each time I talk.
That would all.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. Not confusing at all.
I'm feeling
I
you.
done that.
Yourself. I
I
would
do not
confuse
know why
myself.
you're talking. I do not know why you're talking like this. Go blimey!
Oh, so the voice for Vanille in Final Fantasy 13 had a different accent every time you open your mouth.
Yikes.
Hmm.
This is the origin of your accidental multiple personality tiefling paladin.
There we go. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
Ooh, multiple person. That makes ooh.
It's like that
Different character
movie.
sheet for each one. I just throw them.
character
one it is.
Paladins, each personality worships a different god, so the paladin subclass changes.
And you died. Oh well, I've got this character sheet still, so here.
It's so complicated to play.
No, multiple
Well,
personalities not mean multiple lives.
Now you're thinking about it, and I'm sorry.
And I'm down the rabbit hole. We'll see how it goes.
We gotta get a few sessions under our belt before
Yeah.
a lot of this gets
Before the
solidified.
crazy comes out.
Yeah.
All right, it's my turn. I am okay. So in our other game that I'm DMing, we don't have a rogue, and I told them, you guys realize we don't have a rogue because I'm not playing, right? So when we decided to have the second game, I of course went directly to rogue. Whether or not I've done my crime or many others will be seen in the future.
Definitely did.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Wow.
I actually went with a half orc and I'm making like a cardinal sin. I'm being a half orc, half elf. So
I'm excited about this.
my character is convinced that they are beautiful, even though they are a half orc and have some more orky features. They're like, obviously, I look exactly like a beautiful elf. What are you talking about?
Beautiful orc.
So I'm just gonna play with that, however that works. I don't know. I guess the dice will either tell me I'm right or I'm wrong. The other thing I plan to do with this character is they're going to claim to be a lot of things that they are not. Like, yeah, I'm a bard. Let me play myself a song right now, and then I'll just like use something to buff myself up. That's from the rogue skill set. Things like that. Just yes, I am a bard. Of course. No, I'm an artist. Obviously, I'm a cleric. Look, I healed them. That's a potion, sleight of hand. You didn't see that. I'm gonna try and do things like that with sleight of hand, I think.
That's smart. I like that. That's fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. Well, we'll see how it goes. As soon as we need to break into something, and I'm like, I've got
lockpick.
Knock, yeah, knock, and then I have to like lockpick really fast or something. We'll see how that goes.
Sleight of hand, knock, and also do lockpick at the same time.
Yeah. I'm sure everyone will catch on. But
Skiggs will, and won't care. He'll think it's funny.
But yeah, hopefully I'll remember to play all that stuff up because I think it would be funny if I can make it work, or if the dice will let me. I have been rolling really well in our other game, much to everyone's chagrin. So we'll see if they stick with me when I'm a regular player. Philip, you're up.
So I am playing a barbarian, as I said earlier, and I'm still.
Oh, can I interrupt you? I'm so sorry. I have a voice. I forgot.
Oh.
It sounds like this. No. I was gonna try and do an Irish accent to sort of play up the whole like, yes, I am a beautiful elf thing. Now that I've put myself on the spot trying to remember how to do an Irish accent, I don't remember how to do it.
It wasn't a hard Irish.
Yeah.
Just gotta think of the Irish
like
drinking song from
Hard Irish.
Whose Line?
Yes. You gotta like oil. They said I watched a bunch of videos on YouTube. They're like, talk towards the front of your mouth, things like that. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try and do that for my character to just sort of play up the whole like, I am a beautiful forest creature, you know.
Sounds cool. I like it.
Lumberfoots.
Lumberfoot.
I think it'll be in contrast to myself, who is also a half orc.
I didn't know that until just now.
I didn't know that either. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go half orc, barbarian, and he will be accused of murder. He, prior to his incarceration, was sort of a pit fighter type, or gladiator, depending on what the world has in it. If there is like a coliseum type thing, maybe he was a regular fighter there. If it's all underground and like illegal type stuff, then it might be. Yeah, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna play him as a character. I'm thinking kind of like a normal person, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type, between his like normal and his raging type emotions. But yeah.
I like
that's,
that.
Yeah.
Accidentally
It's
giving
true.
away your character personas to other people. Be like,
I
hey, have
like
multiple
that.
personalities.
No, it's nice to know stuff like that, though. I like that a lot. That's cool.
So I think so, and then I'm working on a voice. I want to practice it more, but I I saw a YouTube video where it's called like a ringing, like WRING, and you kind of talk like you're always a little angry. You're just really going through
Teeth
your
clench.
teeth a whole lot.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure how it'll carry on stream, if it sounds okay through the microphone or if it just makes it impossible to understand me. But yeah, we'll see. It's sort of so he'll always sound a little angry, a little upset, even if he's not.
Nice.
I think.
Okay.
If he's got to
All
perfect
right.
it, or I'm gonna make fun of him for sounding like he has to shit all the time.
You say the service here was wonderful.
Yeah.
Skiggs will be scared of him.
It's like, do you have to poop?
You have to
As far as the half orcs go, skin wise, I was thinking of going like a greenish color. What about
Yes!
half elf?
Oh, I was gonna do like borderline olive unnatural. So like olive skin, but on the side of like, oh, but that actually is green.
Okay. So we got team green going on here. That's good.
Yeah.
At least half the party.
Yeah. You knew ahead of time.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, but you're a tiefling, so are you like a red or purple?
I tend to go for like a purple, more maroon tiefling. So we'll probably go purple for this one. It kind of fits the paladin, I think.
That's what also go, yeah.
Does that make-
like an inky blue skin color? Because I made because originally I didn't know that only feral tieflings can have like darker blue skin tones. Apparently, they're kind of sticking that purple to red to like red color. So yeah, I'm like an inky blue, like inky dark blue.
That makes Denisha our only human-esque character.
It does, yeah. We've got
I
a
mean,
wide
our-
variety.
Are
Whatever.
halflings really human-esque? Let's be honest.
Human-esque, yes.
You know what?
They don't deserve rights.
You know what you're kind of doing. You're not gonna bait me.
Listen, tall boy, you can shut up.
I like how we have team half orc, we have team tiefling, and we have team short stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That is what it is. Yeah, you're right. Team short stuff.
It's funny,
I'll have-
our other game went completely non-human-esque races.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have
People
you
just don't want to
know.
be humans. Oh my god.
Yeah, I get
I mean,
human
you-
every day.
I'll have you know I'm tall by goblin standards.
How high?
Take the lips out of your shoes.
You too? You too?
Okay. Boop.
Stop.
Okay. Calm down.
Calm down. Go to sleep, kids.
Yeah, they don't go to bed till midnight. They got a while for that.
Oh my god.
Hey, sounds like me.
RP combat split, I was thinking 60-40, or you know,
In favor of.
Yeah,
probably
that's
more RP instead of just straight combat, depending on how you guys play it out, so to speak.
If we trouble a lot, it's our fault if we're fighting all the time.
Yeah.
That's
Also, fun mechanic wise, there's a surprise mechanic that I didn't tell you guys about. And I'm not going to tell you about it until you figure it out, so.
true. Oh, great. I thought we'd get a reveal now.
No.
Great.
Just think suicide. Think.
Figure out the surprise.
Nobody roll a 1, because if we do, we
Yeah,
instantly
right.
die.
Yeah. Just think Suicide Squad and you'll probably have an idea of how it
That
is.
See, you say that, I'm thinking like the bomb collar.
No, it's you're not having a bomb strapped to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was
See,
thinking
that-
Enchantress. That's where I was going. Monsters.
Mm.
Ooh.
So one of my session 0 questions was what's keeping us from just leaving and never returning?
Yeah. We'll go
Colors.
on that mission. Walk away.
Walk away. Be on the run for the rest of your life, I guess. So there's got to be, in that case, if that's an option, there should be a reason for all of our characters to stay and like clear their names, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to. I mean, the ultimate goal is to try and get out of jail because here's the hint of the mechanic of you're almost always under some kind of watch.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense. So we have to follow the rules.
No.
Alright.
So,
Like,
Well, to an extent.
I call boonties.
there is some other things to kind of areas where you could not be watched, but
The back.
no, they'll
No,
they'll peeping tom that. But yeah, so initially you want to try and clear your name because the quicker that you can do that, then, you know, the quicker you can not be constantly having, like, Big Brother looking at you the whole time, like, you know, oh, I'm gonna try and steal this guy's coin purse or whatever, right? Or try and, you know, trick him out of it. He might not notice it, but whoever is watching you might notice it.
I don't like that.
So, generally, I mean, it's going to be kind of like, you know, it's also kind of a way to prevent people from being giant murder hobos. Of, well, I mean, I guess as long as you're being watched, right? So, like, think kind of like, you know, GTA. Like, you know, you might, here's 1 star, you know, you got to do some stuff till it falls off. Or, you know, you get so high, then, you know, you might have some people try and rough you up. Or, like, if it's something severely bad, then you might have to go a route of trying to get thrown out, or not get thrown out of jail, get thrown in jail, or get yourself to talk out of jail, you know, get yourself from going to jail for a certain amount of time.
Trash by the highway to reduce our stars.
Yeah. Here, so let me clean up after your host.
So it's basically like we're playing Skyrim, but every time we crouch for stealth, we can never get rid of the eye. We're always detected.
Well, I mean, D&D mechanic-wise...
Are there times that we can be completely out of their line of sight, however far that is? Like, are there things we can do to kind of, like, sneak under the radar?
You don't have to answer his questions.
I know, but...
No, you don't have to answer it.
I'm just thinking, spell-wise, D&D-wise...
Probably not.
You probably can't be watched all the time with as...
Oh, okay.
As big as your handler is, right? The people that are in charge of you, it's not, you know, you're just... King Tarek doesn't have a huge reign. He has, like, you know, he's a smaller king of the continent, so you're doing stuff for him, whether it be good or not so good. So his reign is smaller kind of deal, right? So where was I going with this? Yeah, so he wouldn't have the resources potentially to have you under watch 24/7, right? Like you.
Oh, okay.
But
So
you're
it's
not
like-
going to know.
Right. They might be watching us, or they might not. So we'd have to roll the
Kind of a
dice,
gamble.
as it were,
Yeah,
if we wanted to
yeah,
do something.
literally.
Yeah, it's going to
That-
be kind of hit and miss, or if they're watching you during certain times and how long, you know, they're potentially watching you. So, I mean, ideally, which we'll get into more of all that other stuff, because I mean, it's a job, right? You're getting paid to essentially kind of take missions, do these missions to try and clear your name, or some of you, depending on your homework, you might have different reasons. Like, say you did something, you know, like you killed a guy, but you ultimately go back to wherever and you go to kill, or you don't kill somebody, you frame the person for killing the guy, so then that kind of like wipes your name clean kind of deal.
Is there a way to work off of something? Like, if you did it and you want to admit that you did it, you're not upset that you did it, is there a way to work through that, or do you have to push the blame somewhere else?
You don't have to push the blame. You might just have to be like, you know, your handler and King Tarek, they know what you did, right? You were caught doing X thing, right? Essentially, like, you can, like, work off your crime. Like, if you don't want to be like, I guess pushing off the blame would be kind of like a quick way to clear yourself, so to speak. brain matter how that
Friend
works
or
anyways.
community service. Got it.
Yeah. I gotta trick a guy to do my community service, or am I just gonna do my community service to, you know, clear it?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do we want to move on
Fireworks.
to like questions? Huh?
There's fireworks going off, sorry.
Oh yeah. There have been
Yeah,
fireworks
still.
here at 2 a.m. for the
For a
past 2
long
days, and I'm
time,
like,
right?
what are you
Yeah.
doing? It's nuts. So do we want to move on to questions for Dean?
Molly? Yeah, if you guys have questions, I mean, that was kind of Cass's first question, so it kind of spiraled, but if you guys have other questions.
It's getting the talk going. One of my other questions was, does everyone have we been in prison for a certain amount of time, or should everybody have we all been in prison for the same amount of time or similar amounts of time, or should we just like roll something or come up with an answer ourselves?
I think that's kind of like your own kind of deal, how you want to play it as a person. It also can go along the lines of one of my homework questions of who do you know, like out of the party, like who knows each other. Do you know each other before you're in prison, or did you meet like in prison kind of deal? So to kind of, you know, those kind of stuff. But yeah, your time in prison, you can be like, hey, I was just transferred, like I was going to jail, and then Milna, you know, got a hold of you, and then you got over to, you know, King Tarek kind of deal. So it really, however you want to play that out, you know.
Okay. I mean, that goes with some of the with the homework questions you gave before that I answered, so I can work that in there.
Yeah, and I'll have these posted in Discord too, so people won't have to necessarily remember them right away either.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
A question I had is for my character idea, I wanted to do like claws type idea, but more like weapon type, not just
Like
not
fighting
like-
claws kind of deal, like
yes.
talon claws.
Yeah, not like
Oh.
the physical or not like natural weapons, but as if I was wearing weapons. Because the idea I had is sort of like
Like
you know,
Vega from Street Fighter.
yeah, sort of. I was thinking more like bestial, like with
like
like
natural.
But yeah, but then I'm only rolling like a D3 or a D4 of damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking if I could go a little higher up on the weapon chart, and then that way I'd still be susceptible to disarm, and they could be taken away from me. You know, like in prison or in jail or whatever.
Yeah.
I would just be barehanded, so it would be the normal damage. But when out and in any type of combat encounter, I would have something that was more like a D6 or D8, so short swords or long sword type idea, just flavored as battle claws.
Right, okay. I generally don't see a problem with it. Just if you know how to
I'll
do
still
it.
follow all the rules with like shielding or holding items or sheathing and stuff like that. I won't
Yeah,
be
yeah.
Like, oh well, my hands are free still.
Yeah. Just put it in somewhere. Like if you know how to do it in D&D Beyond, to kind of average it out and throw it in a message when we can. Because sometimes seeing numbers is better for me. Which I mean, I don't see a problem with it, no, because it's kind of flavor text kind of deal, right?
So yeah, that was my hope, that it was sort of that's how I was acting, even though it would technically be I would be wielding a short sword or wielding a long sword type thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here to have fun with the rest of you. I'm not gonna be a super stickler on anything, as long as the ones has like 30 AC or something crazy.
Weapons are just numbers. Everything else is flavor text.
Yeah.
All right. For your mechanic where we may or may not be watched and can eventually perhaps be watched less, is that per person or the whole group?
Like, depending on the crime, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good
like,
question.
do we all have to be good? Or is one bad apple gonna fuck it up for the rest of us? And as the rogue, am I gonna screw everyone else over?
Yes.
I mean,
Just by virtue of being a
That's
rogue.
fair.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fair.
it can't. The same thing kind of applies. They don't have. Hi, Molly. Hi, baby.
Tomorrow.
They don't have the resources to.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
They don't have the resources. Oh no.
Oh, Ben!
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
Philip is in charge now.
Yep.
It's
Hi guys, I'm running this now.
Yep. Just follow. Oh nope, I'm Lance now. Okay. That's fine.
On my bed now.
My life.
Yeah.
Now Lance is Aaron, so you have to be French.
There it is. Can you do Ben's squeaky goblin voice?
I think so.
I think that's me. I think.
Yeah, you're Aaron is Ben
good.
now.
Oh, Ben's me. That's right. Who am I? I'm Denisha.
Yeah.
Oh, now you guys can see my mirror.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I can know.
Like I fucked my throat up so long ago. I don't think I can
Don't
hit
do
that high
it.
register.
Don't hurt
anymore.
yourself.
Don't maim yourself.
Guys, like, I gotta go sleep with some girls now.
Who says they're girls?
Ooh.
That's right. Are you a girls only himbo, or are you a everybody's fair game himbo?
probably everybody's fair game.
Hole's a
We'll sleep
hole,
with some people
bro.
with 2 legs and possibly 4 now.
Yeah, those Centaur girls.
That's the noise
Yeah.
you make when you want them to come over.
I got some sugar cubes.
Oh my
Like-
god.
Baby, you like apples?
I was gonna say carrots, but
Same thing, same thing.
He's an apple, right? So it's more like a baby carrot, right?
No,
Yipes.
Mm.
no,
Yipes.
not at all.
Okay, tripod.
Tripod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to see my loot?
Now are we talking like stuff we
L-U-
got?
L-U- L-U-T-E
Yeah,
or
is it
L-O?
stuff we got as treasure or like
L-U-T-E.
a bard loot?
Yeah. Is that a loot in your pants? Are you happy to see me? Yes.
both.
Wait, yes.
Um.
It's not a loot. It's a Kai liar.
Ah.
I'll have to work that in. He's not supposed to be suave, but
Good not to use.
Yeah. Back to your question though. That's loud. It's they're not going to have, they don't have the resources to watch every single person all the time. You guys are considered an entity, so depending on the severity of it, like if
The
you
largest grouping of player characters in one spot gets watched the most.
yeah, if one person shanks a guy or something, then it might be more towards the group of like, why are you guys trying to do this? Some of the stuff will probably be more apparent when you learn more about King Tarek and what he's actually having you kind of do. So some of it will be subtly. Some of it, it might just be, hey, I stole a thing. So, maybe Milena's going to contact you through message and just be like, hey, I saw that, don't try and raise suspicion, because if it gets too high, then we have to do something to step in to show that we're kind of not promoting it, but we have to look like that we're not promoting it, so to kind of keep people in line kind of deal. But they can't watch everybody, so like if Sinidra's character is off doing something and they happen to be watching Philip's character who's with the rest of the group, depending on what's going on, they would probably watch the group more than try and change what they're doing to find the person that they can't see. If that makes sense.
So what you're saying is invest in invisibility and or costume changing things.
Well, maybe.
Guys, get here I come.
So how was this described to us as characters? Was it just told like, hey, somebody's always watching you, or is it hey, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, we will know what you're doing?
Starting
It
out,
always feels like somebody's watching me.
I had a work call.
oh yeah,
Ben,
okay.
When you leave,
Don't turn the camera off.
don't turn your camera off because it shuffles everybody's camera.
My bad.
Was
Okay.
it was your work call the cat?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
But also, yeah.
He loves you.
Here's my cat.
Aw. It's like my cat.
Kiki.
It's Blackie.
Kiki.
We had a cat that was black,
I
and
don't think you can say that.
yeah, cat. That's the name of the cat.
She loves your chin. What's going on?
It's the
Oh, yeah,
scruffies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a cat that would just lick the crap out of my goatee, like no matter what I
Right?
did, he just
Yeah.
loved to lick the goatee.
Starting out, first mission wise, which
Aw.
I'm going, I'll expand more on the actual paragraph that I read to start. But the premise of it is that you guys are basically just kind of herded like cattle into this thing. You see Milna for a brief second. She's going to slap down, says, hey, here's X thing, which I know what X thing is, right? But I'm not telling you guys yet. Here's X thing, go do X thing. And we'll talk later because we can't talk right now because it was a big... Think of it as a big political thing to be giving, prisoners, this, quote unquote second chance. They're not rotting in jail where, depending on some of people's crimes, they should be rotting in jail, right?
It's
So-
frowned upon, but weirdly effective.
Yeah. There's not... So starting off, you're not going to have a whole lot of information. Depending on how far the first session goes, you might get to... within the first couple sessions, depending on how long they go, you guys will probably have the whole brass tacks of what's going on and kind of deal, stuff like that. It's mostly, a lot of us kind of, backstory is power play between other countries. So, you'll know stuff and you won't really know stuff, but starting out, you won't know everything because you're just kind of, here's this big show of these groups and like, okay, we're gonna, let these people go out into the world to do what they want. Hey, guys, here's your mission. Go and do this right now. We'll talk later. Kind of deal.
Okay.
So it's like a work release program, but secretly like, go do this thing while you're pretending to be a reformed.
Well, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I thought too. But you mentioned Suicide Squad, and I'm thinking like when whatever her name's recruits all of them, they get all of their
Waller?
gear back, right? Yeah, Waller. They get all their gear back. So what are we starting with? Like, are we just left to?
You'll be start with
bare
your
bones?
normal gear. You're not
So
gonna
we,
be.
like, get our belongings back
Yeah, you're going to get your regular stuff
an
back. I'm
extent.
like, huh?
to an extent. Like my goblin's not gonna get back the bombs he had stored in his bag or anything.
We'll cross that bridge.
Roll a
before.
D100.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge to see if they actually give them back to you or not.
Okay.
They give you the
Yeah,
bombs, but there's no gunpowder in them.
Just done. Wow. Like
We'll blow
planning
up that
to
bridge
kill-
when we come to it.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, or not, depending on what the guards think.
Yeah.
Bombs.
Yeah,
See what the dice say.
or isn't.
Now,
Okay.
So yeah, my thought for Suicide Squad was the fact of kind of criminals do an X thing to try and clear a name, and that's like the big snippet of the Suicide Squad that I had pulled out of it.
Very cool.
I like that.
Any other questions?
Well, going back to the, well, this will probably be talked about when you're talking about the lore and the intrigue and everything. But how are there current active wars? This is kind of for my soldier backstory. Is there the current active war, or has it been kind of peaceful lately? Are there just like little uprisings of villagers?
I'll get back to you before the first game.
Okay.
Haven't thought that much out yet. It's been
Yeah.
it's that thing that's kind of trickling there, and I'm just kind of like, okay, and I'm trying to fleshing the rest of it out.
While you're thinking about that, I'm glad you said that, Lance. Expanding on that, is that knowledge that would be like, if true, is widely known? Like, would somebody, like even a rural farmer know about that? Or is it kind of not reach some places?
It's probably going to depend on how big the power play is.
Okay. Yeah.
Substituting Ben. It's white out board just over your camera. But yeah, depending on how it is and how the area kind of is, since it's smaller, or since you're in a smaller branch of the continent, it might be like you know of it. I haven't really fleshed that out. I'll let you everybody know beforehand. As far as who knows, like what kind of deal, how big the war is, like kind of the duration of it, and then all that'll also be in the intro.
Okay.
Because when I wrote that last paragraph, it was during midterms, so.
Before your question, Philip, is this what it feels like for college students in classes right now, asking questions to a professor? Is this what it's like?
No, it's
during
probably
COVID?
way less interesting.
It's probably way less interesting, but I imagine this is what it's like. That sucks. I'm sorry to all students currently.
Thank you.
I feel for you. Philip?
Very few of them have green screens also, and probably no lighting.
Yeah.
My question is forgotten.
Damn.
Damn.
Aw,
No.
damn it.
Old
Now I
person
just feel
brain
really
strikes.
bad.
What was your question?
Oh, the whether or not we actually did the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that we need to like tell you in advance? Is that something that we need to like sort of have like? Do we if we did it? Do we need to set out how we actually did it? If we didn't do it, how we were framed for it, or that kind of thing? Like, do you want us to go ahead and sort of set all that up, or is that something that will just sort of come out in the game? I mean, I know we would keep it from each other, but
Right.
from you, I'm not
Yeah.
sure about.
It's going to be however we want to play with it as far as information-wise. The more I know, it can be like, hey, I killed a guy, and then that's all you want to put into it, right? And you didn't want me to come up with, names of the people that happened and like towns and all that stuff.
Okay.
I would like to know ahead of time just so I can, it won't be like within the first, few sessions, right? But the more that I know, the more that I can try and, add that as a story arc and to further expand the, overarching story of, everybody that's there. So if you want to be like...
Yeah, because I mean...
if you want to be like, hey, I killed X person with the candlestick on his wife's bed, the third Sunday after July, then I'll run with that, whatever you want to add to it, or however you, like, if you want it to be specific to how it is in your brain, I will totally go through it with that. But if you also just want to be like, yeah, I killed a guy, you fill out the rest, then I can do that too.
Okay. Sounds good.
But yeah, Do you have enough for the whole class? But yeah, that's like one of the homework questions that I had wrote down for people. Your crime, NPC names, like important NPC names that I need to know. Like people that were involved in your crime, or maybe like childhood friends or hometown, just basic stuff that I can throw in, and maybe it's a town that we're going to go visit kind of deal, stuff like that. The more you give me, the more I can use, or you don't have to do throw in a bunch of stuff. You can just couple names. Hey, here's a town that I visited, or here's a town where my crime was committed. My best friend was Bob. What was that samurai's name? Something Dan. Samurai Dan. I forget.
I don't remember.
I don't either. But yeah,
Samurai Dan.
I love
Samurai
that.
Dan.
You
I
know
don't
you
know,
went to
but I love
delivery
him.
with us ever.
Samurai Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that so much. What a weird dichotomy.
Yeah.
It's like Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
Samurai
Yeah,
Dan.
you're
Samurai
right,
Dan.
yeah.
Samurai Dan
Dan
just
is
died a
so fun.
lot more.
It's a much more bland name than Jack, I guess.
Yeah.
For me. Samurai Dan.
Okay, so one question I want to know, and you guys can tell me now too. What do you expect from the game, and like what kind of type of game do you prefer? Like, do you prefer more puzzle stuff? Do you prefer more, just going on and exploring? Do you like, dungeon crawling? Any of that kind of stuff? Tavern crawling?
I
Monty
demand a
prepared
game
questions.
where we are trying to deliver pants.
Oh my god. You already have that.
Monty
More
prepared
pants
questions
adventures.
for us?
Well, yeah, that's my
Ooh.
job, right?
That's why I did the whole whoa. I think you can do a very good story-driven game, and I think you can also be a very good and fair DM. So I'm looking forward to that. I would like to see, I think, 60-40, with combat being 40 and
Oh, we talked about this while you were
RP
gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
RPG, yeah, and RPG
Yeah.
60, just because we're streaming and stuff, and I like doing voices. I don't know. I would like to get everybody else comfortable to do that because it's fun.
Yeah,
And
but
I like that aspect of like playing your character. So
sorry.
yeah, I think 60-40 combat RP for me.
Okay. Any other weird tropes like carnivals, fairs, explorations,
Exploration, I would like.
seafaring
Carnival
stuff?
Fair, though. Seafaring, yeah. Just
Everything I just said. Yeah.
Yeah,
everything you said.
okay.
yeah, literally everything. Yeah, do it all. If you have stuff like that planned, do it.
I mean, I can come up with stuff like that, but I want to know what is the big things that that you like
I'm-
doing.
Okay, with even more RP, like I could go 30-70 or 20-80. But I know that a lot of people play D&D to fucking fight monsters, so I'm fine with 46.
Yeah.
That's fine too. Yeah, I don't know. I like puzzles. I like trying to figure stuff out.
Puzzles, yeah.
I don't know
I
how.
think-
Go ahead.
I think I like lasting change in a thing, like something that continues to grow throughout the thing. One of my favorite things that was ever implemented in a game that I played was each character got a specific item, and that item grew as they like leaned into their characters or fell apart as they fell away from their characters. Or if you wanted your character to move into something else, you would kind of lean into that and it would change the item that way. but like it doesn't have to be an item. Just like having something that kind of feels like
The world's growing, not static.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
world's
yeah.
growing in some way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like,
if
not
we
necessarily just
travel-
story-wise, but like directly related to us. Like it's well, I guess it is story-wise, but I think you guys are getting what I'm putting down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say similar along the same lines that if we say we move whatever area we're in, if we move around, like if we explore or we travel outside of that area into maybe other cities, I'm not sure quite what you have planned. Seeing changes I think is kind of cool, which like allows us the characters to grow and know we're making a difference. I think it's really kind of cool because I think it helps the RP.
Yeah.
When you can say that you've like, oh yeah, we actually made this change. It makes us want our characters to either be better or be worse, maybe, depending on how we are.
Yeah, kind of like, say
Yeah.
like this town was being invaded by kobolds on this stretch of road. And so like upon clearing out the kobold nest, then that opened up a trade route to a bigger city, and then that created the city to expand more instead of just being, the general store and, the shoe store for the horses kind of deal.
Exactly.
Okay.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's how, like, when we first start, it's like we go to the blacksmith or whatever, and it's like, yeah, we have just general weapons. You want a normal sword or an axe or whatever. But once we do these things and we've, opened up these trade routes or we've made the area safer, well, maybe that's how like a +1 weapon, gets brought into the city or something
Right.
like that, or new scrolls or higher level potions or whatever, so we can sort of see that, like, okay, we're having a change. I think it's kind of cool. Get to know the people there.
Gotcha. Yeah. Anybody else want to chime in?
I don't know. I like not necessarily things to be light, but things to be funny sometimes, at least. So you just want to throw in
Yeah.
some funny shit every now and then. That'd be fine.
Oh, you know me.
Yeah,
There's
don't
probably
even
gonna be
dark.
some throwback humor in there.
All right.
Well, that's kind of also why I said more leaning towards RP instead of
Yeah.
combat, because I want more of the light stuff,
It
This
doesn't
is-
have to be light.
Not even light, but just
Amusing.
funny. Yeah, amusing. I would like that. I think a lot of that's going to come from just all of our characters talking, especially after hearing everybody's characters.
Oh, yeah,
this
this
is a wild bunch.
Oh yeah.
For
I've already got
sure.
a couple ideas. I've already got a couple ideas
Yeah?
to make it fun.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
What about some of the, like, I don't know, other mechanics of the game? Like, do we need to worry about, say, encumbrance, or if we go traveling, do we need to make sure that we have 10 rations marked down on our sheet so that every day we can mark one off and we're there? Wait, I've got survival. I can hunt us food, or I've got a bow and arrow and I've got 20 arrows and I need to mark off each and every one of them. And the game says you can get up to half after combat, so that means now only, stuff like that, where it's those little minutia. Does anyone specifically like that and wants to keep that, so that the strong guys are carrying all the loot or all of the gear, which maybe makes them a target? Or does everyone want to just hold on to their own things and kind of put all that stuff under the rug?
I've
also-
never played a game where like encumbrance has mattered or a lot of those things. So I think it would be kind of interesting to have something there that we kind of have to keep track of ourselves, that could kind of screw us over if we're not
Mhm.
paying attention to it.
Well,
Um,
on the same train of thought, would gold weight matter? Like how much gold we're carrying, currency-wise?
I mean, it can. If
It
you
can.
have,
It
if you
can,
have
yeah.
gold, but in
Is that what we
copper,
want to do, though?
then you have 5,000 copper
Yeah,
on you. It's
I-
like, where
yeah.
are you going to keep that? Or, if we kill a
Cargo shorts.
platinum spider, how are we going to get a platinum spider back to someplace to melt it down into
Yeah, it depends
actual
on
platinum?
the value of what we kill and if we can carry it back. Like one gold ingot, how much does that really equal in
Mhm.
terms
Yeah.
of gold?
assuming
it
the
worth
shadow government's
carrying
just going to
back?
steal it from us.
Yeah.
I mean, super like in between taxing and stuff, like making sure you have, like X amount of rations. It'll probably just be like, hey, I need to buy rations for this trip, you know, kind of stuff like that. Or some of it probably just going to be like RP flavored, you know, it's like, hey, you know, I'm going to make food, or I'm going to make dinner, or like I need to go forward some stuff, you know, for dinner, you know, stuff like that to figure out on the road. Or like, you know, who's the weakest in the group, strength-wise?
Probably me.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah, Aaron.
Yeah,
So-
eight strength. I think.
Yeah. So like, you know, like
I'm
if
a
you,
book boy. I don't need to be strong.
if you find like a huge sack of gold, right, or a huge chest of gold, you know, it would be harder for, you know, Aaron's character to carry it. So, you know, maybe he would need help with it, or, you know,
I'm gonna be slower if I try to try to run with it.
Him holding it out with one hand and like Goblin like supporting it with the rest of his weight.
like as far as like super like encumbrance and stuff like that goes, I haven't really put that whole into thought of it, but I mean, I think that would just be a lot of that would just be extreme cases.
Okay.
Now you're gonna be hearing Kung Fu Panda 2, so.
I mean, that sort of makes sense to me.
As in 2 as
movie.
well, or 2 in the second movie?
2,
This is
the
really
second
important.
movie.
Second one.
Okay.
Disappointing.
I already watched the first one today, so.
Did they start going in order?
I heard about was I asked in our last campaign. So in this one, what about PvP? Now I know like first thing is like just straight up attacking each other, but like having a rogue, if the rogue decides to steal someone's, like, you know, say I find a magic dagger and I'm like, oh sweet, I love this thing. It's got my family crest on it. And the rogue's like, well, I use daggers. I'm just gonna steal that. Like that would technically be PvP because that'd be, you know, her sleight of hand versus my perception or whatever.
Oh.
But, like what do people, like all of us, think about that? Can we sort of be adversarial since we may or may not all be criminals? How do we as players feel about other players like attacking or undermining what we're doing?
Well, for me personally, I heard Suicide Squad, or read Suicide Squad, when Pat posted it, and it was kind of like, I don't know how much of it is going to be the plot of what he thinks of just like random criminals in the same group, but I mean, if that's the case, we really have no allegiance to each other, and we're all trying to get our own way out, basically. So
Yeah.
killing one
as far as
person
characters
doesn't.
go.
Yeah, as far as characters go, we don't know each other. It doesn't matter if we kill this person. We don't know if they're also guilty or not guilty. So, for me, Skiggs would probably just kill anybody if it meant him having a better chance at living.
Yeah, I think as long as it's characterly motivated, you're not just being like, lol, call it chaotic neutral, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's character based and you have a reason for it and you can kind of justify it, I think that makes sense. It's not just like, oh, it's pretty, I want it. But it's like, oh, hey, I'm trying to make money. This thing will give me money. If I take it and I can sell it, that'll help me. And so it's not just like, oh, hey, I'm screwing someone over. It's, oh, hey, I'm using this as a means to an end. And it's not just like for to lols, like, because that I've had people do that, and it's.
How dare you accuse me of stealing your stuff?
Like the other game,
Like
the other game, I feel like as long as it's not like mean spirited and if it's just in the flavor of roleplay, I feel like that's fine. Just, you know, like as long as it's appropriate in character, be like, listen, you have this thing that I could really use, and you're literally doing nothing with it. And you won't give it to me for whatever reason. My character will try to take that.
As long as you're not acting out of character, doing something, even a slight action out of chaos just to make chaos, I'm fine with it. Like,
so there's also making chaos and there's also making story.
yeah,
You know,
like there's a fine divide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted
as long as it supports the story.
That.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as well. Like, clearly no like out of the blue backstabs and stuff like that, but
yeah, don't shoot me while we're having a short rest.
Yeah, exactly. But I think having some agitation between characters creates moments where things can go really, really well or really, really bad, and that if everybody's especially like yeah, if we're all criminals in one way or another, or at least seen as criminals, like everybody being super nice and 100% like, oh hey, we're all buddies, doesn't make sense character-wise, but also like. Also, you're being watched, so just immediately killing everyone around you doesn't make sense either. So that you can't justify that.
As long as it's fun.
Yeah.
As long as it's fun.
I assume we're all here to have fun and not fuck each other over and not,
Oh,
not upset each other ultimately.
Well,
Except
For
in
some
nature.
people, that's fun.
It's just like,
Yeah,
I don't really know you
there's
guys. I was actually here to fuck you over. I should probably just...
Me and Lance had the same reaction. Like, yeah, we're here to.
To clarify,
no
even though I know
rules were
you're-
set down.
even though I know you're joking, just to clarify, like, we're not here to fuck each other
No.
over out of character, so I don't think
Yes.
we're gonna have any of that sort of issue.
Yeah.
It's not like we're playing Clue.
Clue.
I mean,
Or
we are.
Munchkin.
We are, but also,
Munchkin,
or
yeah.
Munchkin, yeah, but also we are.
I mean, here's a little plug real quick. Accidental plug. We did just buy a bunch of copies of that game, Aggro.
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 Is pretty much just online werewolf, which you try to fuck other people over with. So
Ooh. Love that.
it's on sale right now for
Yeah.
$3.49.
Not anymore. Unless it was
Okay, it's on
sale.
sale for $5.
That's still pretty good. Everybody's got a fiver in their wallet.
And then what about if someone misses the game? How does
Oh, yeah, that's a good.
like,
that's
us
a good
players
question.
going to, like, yeah, so and so you can play my character, or they magically disappear and they'll be back later, or just what do people prefer?
Let me see their CO.
What was
What
that?
did you say?
They're going to see the magic PO.
Oh yeah, like parole officer.
The magic roll, yeah.
Yeah, I do feel like this actually has a really good, like, obviously if we're in the middle of a dungeon and like the next session somebody's gone, it's like that's kind of weird, but I do, like, there was a group of us that played a West Marches style, and it's just like, oh hey, you're sitting at the town, so in the RP chat, like, hey, what did you do in town while you were gone? Well, they were gone. That's how you get your stuff, and you stay leveled in the milestones and stuff like that. But yeah, as for me personally, I don't mind having to step away or having somebody else play my character either way. My life can be chaotic, so I'd rather have other people have fun, so I don't mind.
One way I can think of it is we've got, 6 players?
Yes.
So we could have one partner player, kind of, who
Yeah.
you put notes to, and then if you have to miss a game, they know what your character's going to do for the next game, at least plot-wise. And if it's more of a heavy combat session, then they really don't need any of the notes. They can just play for your character. So if we've all got one partner, yeah, exactly.
Something
And you
else
don't
we
have to
could-
give any like big plot points away. You can just give the base of what your character's thinking for that session.
Something else we can consider is if we can tell Monty ahead of time, if we know it's going to be ahead of time, be like, hey, I have to miss out. And if Monty's like, I actually have an idea for why your character could be missing out, that could just like
Yeah.
weave into the story.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, then we could default to Friendo, you take care of character for a week. Thank you.
It could be like a magical moment where one of the people who has something going on has to miss a game, and Monty also hasn't got any notes because of whatever reason, and it's just an arc of saving said character whose player is missing for that night.
Suddenly filler arc.
And just random enemies, suddenly filler arc. Beach episode.
Or the last ditch effort of your character's gone deaf and dumb and just kind of follows everyone around but doesn't say or do anything.
Potato.
Or having to hear me
Skyrim
try
follower.
and
Do you need me to carry your things?
What
Hearing
did you
me-
say, Philip?
Played a game where we had that was what the GM said. We were all there by like a wizard. He gave us this like meal, like it was like this last meal before you become sort of my servant, and in case you die, at least you got a good meal. And then it turned out it was all enchanted. And so if someone was going to miss a session, the GM would literally just like, oh, the wizard just plucked you out of the group and you just vanish. And then whenever your character shows back up, you pop back into existence with the rest of the group, having done something else. And then he always made you roll like a d20 or something to see if you threw up because of like the shifting in and out of space. And so you just like show up and then vomit on the wizard and be like, "I'm sorry, I was somewhere else."
That's clever.
Whoops.
I like
That's
that.
funny.
It was because we had a really there was initially I think in total 8 players, but there was only 4 or 6 of us there at the same time. So yeah, it was really fun.
So just throwing out other ideas that other good GMs have had. So maybe if need be, that could always work.
Yep.
I'm trying to
Plenty
think
of good ideas.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like ideas and questions now, and I'm swamped.
Swamped
Another
with
one
nothing, or swamped with many questions.
And both.
So, how often do you do skill check kind of puzzles? The last group I was in, there was a lot of like, oh hey, all right, now you're on a wagon and you're being chased by these dire wolves.
Oh, so it's
How
like
do you react? And so it was basically you could only use whatever skills you were proficient in, which kind of makes it interesting because like my current character, I have athletics, insight, intimidation, and investigation. So I'd be like, okay, on my insight, I want to see if there's a weird muddy patch or something that I can have them run through that'll kind of distract them, or we can kind of get them off our scent or stuff like that. And then you roll against that, or are you more of like an actual, as a person, figuring out how to do it and then applying it?
Milo in the chat asked like a group skill challenge.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll probably end up being. Yes, can I help you? I think it'll be a little bit of both. Probably more of the doing it yourself kind of deal, like your, individual stuff, and not so much as far as a group as like kind of like a time action event kind of deal. Those will probably be like few and far between. Probably like just like big moments or something like that every once in a while. And the other skill checks probably just be, random, skill checks for
Time event, you bastard.
not taking a dump.
I'm fine with whatever Monty wants to do and whatever everybody else's preferences are, but my personal preference is sort of come up with it yourself as you go, so that it feels more natural, rather than alright guys, you're approaching a skill check. Everybody roll your best skill.
Everybody, good luck, everybody else.
Like, it can be fun, but also like it leads to these weird they feel like QTEs, like a quick time event, just like oh hey, push the buttons real quick. You didn't push it fast enough.
You're
That sucks.
displaced for a second, and then you come back.
Also,
Exactly.
just because of the premise we've been given, Suicide Squad, I feel like group anything is probably not a good way to go.
I mean, plus it's way funnier when you try to do something you have no clue how to do and you just fuck it up or nail it.
Or nail
You don't know. We could become a really tight knit group.
The rogue.
All group time events are something that you're not proficient in.
Just because I'm a rogue doesn't mean I'm not friendly.
Just want to bring up
That's why I'm scared, because you're being friendly.
Yeah.
That sure is a nice sword to have. Just saying.
Paladin is kind of smart.
We did just watch the Black Widow movie, so she's like,
We all have to watch a Black Widow movie before we roleplay with Michelle.
Actually, also, I'm definitely down to talk about the movie after this because I have nobody to talk to about it yet, and I've got.
It returned from the void.
Harsh.
But from our other game, we were trying to unlock that door, and what happened? Absolute chaos.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unlock the door. Our only lockpick is this bent ass butter knife that I've been using. Fuck it, we'll try to break the door down. completely fail every check.
They
Guards
didn't even
come.
need to be in that set of doors.
There was money behind those doors.
Did need to be behind those set of doors.
Okay. If anybody didn't know, me and Michelle are in the same room.
I never would have guessed.
You're in Brazil. I can see the background.
Oh, right, sorry.
I don't have any other questions unless you guys got more stuff.
No.
I think one that I asked of the group when we started was anybody like creeped out by anything, want anything
Spiders,
to not
no
ever
big
come
spiders.
up.
Please. No big spiders. I
No
don't want to
big spiders.
Wait,
Small
really?
ones? How big is big?
How big is big?
Look, when you
Like Shelob? Like
get the tokens for mobs, just please just remember that spiders are scary. So
look at my arms, and tell me when to stop, and tell me how big is big.
look.
So,
They're
When
getting
you're
pretty.
Force law.
They're getting
what if
pretty low.
tokens? What if the token is not of a spider, but it's a spider?
Token, yeah, like if you say it's a spider, but the token's like, I don't know, a fucking deer, that's fine.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Got
The
it.
Spider-Man
Oh,
logo.
what about like a deer spider, like a creepy, like 8-eyed deer with like.
Oh no, I don't like that either. Actually, I'm with her now. I'm gonna say no to that too.
Got like 8 weird deer legs all at weird angles, just skittering.
I'm
It's gotta be
sure
that-
this is
like the actual human hands. It takes off those little hooves and it's like.
That's
No, stop!
That makes it worse.
Stop!
We're making it work.
I remember it rolls sideways on all of its legs rather than walking forward. It just rolls sideways like a crab.
No,
No.
it doesn't even make sense.
There was
It makes it way
animation
worse.
that did that. It was like it would jump and it would. I've got to find this now. Oh.
With the cows?
God.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I've seen it. Oh, I know it. There's a bunch of them.
What?
Yeah. There's like a whole series.
What were you saying, Michelle?
Oh, Patrick knows this, but I'm freaked out by sloths, so please no sloths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Aaron also know this, and I think Denisha does too. And
Yeah,
Pat,
but, like,
Sloths either. They're creepy. I don't like them.
yeah,
See,
no,
but
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
And they'll kill you.
I love sloths, so
They'll kill you?
just a moment.
With their claws, if they happen
Yeah.
to get you,
Don't
they'll
tell
get
her
you.
that. Stop.
I mean, they move slow enough. You can just move out of the
I
way.
already knew that in my heart.
Yeah. Haven't you guys ever played Fallout? There's giant sloths in that thing.
Yeah. I have a friend who's an animal handler, and she hates sloths too. Because they're terrible. They're like legitimately terrifying when you actually have to deal with them.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah,
But they're also really,
Dirty.
really, really dumb too.
They're
that's
the greatest
so
animal ever created.
They're not.
Everybody thinks they're so cute and they're so prevalent all over everything right now, and I hate it.
I've seen some really creepy pictures of sloths recently, and I really hate them now. But I never saw why you hated them so much. But yeah, I get it now.
I'm
Look
not
at-
crazy. Sloths are awful.
Look at a picture of a sloth with red eyes, Twitch, and
Ooh.
you will see.
All you have to do is look at a picture of a sloth and pretend it's
terrifying.
fast. Pretend it's fast.
Yeah,
Funny.
that. Oh God.
For
Oh.
my character uses claws,
Huh.
and I just have like the hooked claws. Not
But
like
when
that-
there's the hook claws, you can only move at like half speed.
Oh.
yeah.
Fucking. We. Nisha will understand this. We were like, we should never make divorce jokes. Divorce.
She's like
Divorce
taking off her ring
Rent
slowly
out
as
my
you
room
say
to a
it.
new sloth roommate. It's fine. It leaves more room for the sloths.
She comes back an hour later with a suitcase in her lap.
I have way
Yeah.
too many clothes to pack into one suitcase. You're lucky.
You don't gotta
More
take
likely,
it
she's gonna come back with Cicero in her lap an hour later.
Yeah. Outside,
All
okay,
right.
so outside of any
spider sloths.
Yeah, spider sloths and
I have a question. I
enemies.
have a question.
Hang on.
I want weird stuff.
Okay.
Remember one sequence I had you guys do? More like that. More fucking weirdness.
For the Halloween one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Halloween episode.
I mean,
that
it's the same world, so. But yeah, any other negative tropes? Not as far as like scary spiders and stuff. Like.
Not really.
No
I do
feet
have
pics.
no feet pics.
You got charged for those.
No feet. PICKS. Aaron, what?
I picked that one and that one and that one.
I do have a question on not a negative side, though. What do you expect out of us as players? Because you asked what do we expect out of you. What do you expect out of us?
Show up.
Yeah, I mean, really, just you know,
do you want us
have
to
fun.
be more knowledgeable about like combat? Okay.
I mean, we're going to be using, which we haven't really talked about this, but it's running in the background. Yeah, we're going to be using Foundry for, you know, the tabletop stuff. I won't have a map of everything. I mean, you'll obviously wilderness, important wilderness areas, dungeons, stuff like that. That'll all have maps in though. Some towns will probably have maps. You might have a tavern map or something like that, but a lot of it, is going to be just, you know, have fun with what we're doing and just, you know, be kind of like we're doing now. You know, we're just, you know, relaxing and having fun, and I mean that's what I'm doing is just, you know, to have fun. So.
Okay. So not to put you in the spotlight again, but are you more focused on combat or roleplay? Like, what would you prefer more of?
You said it was going to be a 60-40 because
60-40, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going for that. Okay.
Yeah, that was my initial split
60-40,
range.
like
RP wise, 60 for RP, 40 combat.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
if you guys do more RP stuff, obviously I'm going to feed off of it, and we're going to, you know, RP more. You know, and then obviously if you guys are getting into fights more, I'm going to have a little bit more combat for that, right? But
As long as we don't get caught, it'll be fine.
get caught.
If there's no witnesses, there's no crime.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah.
Except
Well,
whenever.
to know,
You no longer have a bounty.
This guy
My
is watching us.
expertise is in sleight of hand, so if I try to steal something,
Is it
don't
really?
worry about it.
2 stars.
Yeah. Except, you know, when they go to this town and like everybody's dead, you're like, oh well, probably know who we're going to have
Sleight
to
of
go
hand's
find
not
for this.
murdering people. It's fine.
My dagger slid.
I didn't do it. I just
27
abandoned it.
times.
Yeah. I accidentally fell.
What is it? It's Chicago. He ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
I would say we've got a pretty blameable group too. 2 tieflings, 2 half orcs, and a goblin and a halfling. That's a pretty blameable group.
Yeah.
It is a pretty. It is a group of ruffians.
What are
and
you talking
outcasts
about?
for
I'm
sure.
clearly a regular elf. Rude.
You're not.
You're not. You're not.
Except my other expertise is in deception.
You're not fooling anybody. Stop
You
it.
just roll in, and the entire like city guard is like, "Well, we don't know what they did, but they've done it. Let's just go ahead and arrest them now."
But they
Yeah.
definitely look guilty.
They look
I
guilty.
mean, look at them. They definitely are guilty of something.
Do you see what they're wearing? They're
Everybody
definitely
associates
guilty.
with each other.
Yeah.
You see what they're wearing?
The whole pile of guilty right there.
What about sort of like what's the word, like a dramatic license? Are we allowed to like add flourish and flares to our stuff, even if, you know, assuming that it's not changing the effect, but like, you know, sort of upselling our attacks or upselling our magic
okay.
and movements and that kind of stuff.
I mean, yeah, you know, if you're moving 10 feet and you're like, yeah, I'm prancing like a little schoolgirl, you know, hopping and skipping down the road, you know, whatever, right?
Like if we roll nat 20s on a critical, can we like describe what we're doing and how we execute something? Kind of.
I mean, yeah, depending on what it is, right? I'll give you guys some, you know, you're obviously going to get the trope of, you know, how do you want to do this, right? I mean, you guys are going to get that for sure.
Okay.
We're here
Different.
to, like, have fun, but we're also here to be entertaining. Why
Yeah.
be on Twitch otherwise, right? So.
But that also gives us an opportunity to be entertaining. I mean, I
Yeah,
could describe
like-
my goblin crawling up a giant's back and shoving a bomb into his mouth, you know?
Yeah,
And then
I mean,
jumping
if-
off with sparklers everywhere.
So sorry, are you asking, can you say exactly what you do, or can you say what your intent is and then have it explained later by the DM? Because
I think the latter, yeah.
Yeah, because I've done ones where like people always try to call their shot each time, and then you're like, I can't have you do that because you clearly rolled a 1, so now I've got to make you do something else. Or,
Yeah.
hey, I'm trying to do this thing, this is what I want to do, roll the dice, and then have the DM explain it. Or another one that I've seen is you roll the dice, have your action, and then you describe, oh, since I missed, I was swinging, and then I hit something else. Like, I've seen it all kinds of ways.
I would prefer, like,
Yeah, well,
give a base
sort of
bones
a
of what you want to
character?
do.
Like who's gonna call?
Yeah.
Like, say I roll and it's
That's
like
a-
it's
yeah.
a 17 hit. And you're like, no. It's like, okay, then I tried to hit, but I like stepped on a twig and sort of spun around and I missed. Or are you gonna be like,
Missed.
no, 17 doesn't hit. What you did is like who I guess is describing the
Yeah.
actions.
How do you
Yeah,
want to do it?
I'll say personally, I prefer, hey, this is what I want to do, roll the dice, and then you say what happens. That's what
Okay.
I like.
That's, yeah, me too.
I know a lot of people don't like having their character.
Controlled?
Yeah. So I was just trying to, but personally, I don't care as long as it's like just the
Yeah.
attack action. Because I know a DM who's like, oh, you rolled a 2, so now you've fallen over and moved here, and it's just like, well. But that doesn't really fit with what I was already trying. Like,
Yeah.
I was trying
Yeah.
to swing a sword. How did I trip, fall backwards, and go down some stairs? Like,
Yeah.
so, within reason. But yeah, I usually like the whole. This is what I want to do. Roll my dice. What did I do?
Yeah. And definitely, like, if I can... If you guys are going to have time to shine, I'm going to give you that time, you know, for your characters to shine and you to, you know, shine through with your characters and to have those epic moments to, you know, flourish out, you know, and then I might, you know, like if you describe to me how you've done something and then I might add to it, like, you know, for whatever,
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that, like, you know, fighting a boss or whichever, like, you got the killing blow and you did it, you told me like how you're wanting to do it hot. And
Dog loves attention.
yes.
The other one in the
Okay,
background just looking around. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, and you know, then after that, then I might just fill in, you know, some fillers of that, you know.
So we don't jump in to be like, oh, I rolled a 2. I definitely just fall on my face right here. I'm
Yeah.
sort of clattering across the ground. You'll take care of it.
Yeah, most of the time it's gonna be like, you know, I'm trying to stab dude. You know, you roll, you hit. I say,
Oh,
okay,
dude, why?
yeah. It's like you
Something's
hit, you know, your knife, you know, stabs through, you know, body part A, right? Or you miss and, you know, it glances off their armor kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
But like killing blows and just if I think it's going to be something really cool, then I might be like, okay, explain to me how this is going to happen, and you know, we'll play it out and kind of go from there.
back to that, then, do you like? Does everybody here like fumble charts or crit charts, or do you just kind of like oh you failed, oh you've super done well?
I would use the fumble
What-
chart.
what-
Yeah,
Chart.
yeah,
never
I don't
used
know
a
what
fumble chart.
is.
Ooh. So, these are you guys know what wild magic is?
Yeah.
Everybody-
Yeah.
So it's like wild magic, but for fails and crits.
Okay.
So
Kind of like
you-
that. I already know
so
what you're
you-
talking about.
Whenever you crit fail or crit succeed, you roll a d100. The d100 has things along it from basically 1 is the worst thing you can get, and 100 is the best thing you can get. So on a crit success, basically 100 is essentially just an execution. Like you, for whatever reason, the gods look down on you with divine intervention, and you slice that guy's head off immediately. Or like a 1 on a crit success is like, okay, you crit success, so you get an extra 1d6, something like that, rather than the double damage. And then same thing with crit fails is like, oh, you critically failed, but you got a 1. Okay, so you dropped your sword, now you have to pick it back up. But if you critically fail and you get a 100, now you've accidentally executed yourself somehow. Like so it's things like that. So it's adding wild magic on top of the crit or success or fail.
1 to 100 is such a
I've seen
wild
words.
range.
Yeah, so
I've
like,
seen some of the
depending on
roll
the
and
what, yeah.
you can do like extra, like, oh, the target is now blinded. Whatever
Yes,
you did,
exactly.
you cut them across like the eyes or the forehead, and they've got blood in their eyes, so they're blinded until the next turn. But what I always saw is that you don't get to deal double damage if you use the crit
Yes,
chart. You're not. It's not a guaranteed double damage anymore. You could be normal damage plus blinded, or normal damage plus you disarmed them. Or
Literally.
fumble is you deal no damage
Literally.
and you yourself are blinded or stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's magic. Somehow you deafened yourself or muted yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. I find that leads to more interesting situations than just having a double damage or losing your weapon and going prone on a crit fail. And it takes a little bit. I as a DM, it takes a little bit of the creativity choices away from you as well. So you're not worried about, oh my god, how am I going to deal with this crit fail or crit success? You kind of have a table to kind of take that mental strain off of you as well.
Maybe we could make it like a choice? 'Cause I'd really like double damage.
Yeah. Like
It is
it's bringing
nice.
up the option is like, hey,
Yeah.
okay, the crit. Or yeah, that's another thing. It's like, okay, you've got a crit fail. Do you want to let me choose this, or do you want to roll the table? And you can even sprinkle into the table some good things in the fails and some bad things in the successes. Like it's always fun to mix them up.
Dangerous.
Just putting some spice out there. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah. See what you're saying.
What do you
whichever-
think, Demetra?
What about just general, like what? I've
The
been
crit fails or the critical, what do you call that? Wins? I don't know.
Yeah, successes,
Charts?
fails, charts.
Successes.
I've never
Success chart, fumble chart.
well as a halfling, if I ever roll a 1,
Yeah.
I don't have to
Fair.
worry about that. So
Only
Yeah.
the first one. The second one you have to deal with. So if you get double
Yeah.
unlucky, you have to deal with it.
But
I think
how
if I-
unlucky are you is the question.
yeah, judging by the rolls in the last game we play, maybe I should
Should have picked a different race. Yeah.
I'll have to think about that more. I'm not sure.
I'll put I'll get a straw poll going for it, and we'll put up
Yeah.
and we'll let you guys vote and see. It'll either be just regular crit fail, or use the chart, or player's preference, or for if you want to do damage, or like do the extra damage, or if you want to do the chart. And I'll just have to keep track of each individual ones.
Or we could throw it to chat.
Throw it to chat.
Yeah.
You'll do your chat poll on Twitch.
Hey, chat.
Uh-oh.
Do you want
Yeah,
us to have a
let's do it.
choice, or do you want us to have a fail and or success?
Never trust chat. Never trust chat.
No. Vermintide
command for
Twitch
it, or
chat
can you
has
just
told
chat?
us to never trust chat.
Ooh.
Nah. Chat's cool. They're good kids. How many do we have watching? 10?
Well,
I know at least 3 of those are people that I know, so they're
Yeah.
good kids.
No trust chat.
Edgeless
Yeah.
Cube. Who's that?
That's
Philip.
That's
Philip.
Oh, that's you. Okay.
Some
And
of
you
us are in
totally
here.
know what
That's a good
is.
one.
We've had them before. They're
But
so
yeah.
good.
If we do just the damage.
Fucking button. Sorry.
Sorry, were you
Forgot
saying
to hit the button.
something?
Yeah. We got an Elmo Fire gift, and we
Mhm.
got a no. I like crit fail / successes as DM choice.
Also, if we do the damage, because the last game, and Cast Stills aren't going with us, for the damage, it was if you got a crit, you automatically got your max damage points. And then you just rolled for the extra damage. So it's not like, oh, I got a crit, but I only rolled 2 1s. So.
Yeah. I've definitely had that happen to me.
So
It was
if we
where I the rule, but it was like you automatically roll your first, like your normal damage roll is automatically max, and then you roll extra dice for the extra damage, and then you just add your number afterwards.
Yeah, that's what you said, Patrick, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, so if we go the damage route, then we can do that
What
as
if
well.
we roll 2 dice, possibly? So the first one is just a coin flip, and you decide if you get your double damage or you get your.
I like that. I like that. I like a 50-50.
Combat is going to be
It's
crazy.
It's very chaotic.
How often are we gonna crit though?
Some
And
of
the
you
first time we
probably
fight-
a lot.
Yeah, the first time we fight, it's like crit, 7, 18 crit, 7,
man.
crit.
We all
According
just
to
make it
my
like
current Starfinder campaign, I'm either 1s or 20s. That's about it.
Yeah.
We either make it through the entire campaign, like only rolling heads instead of tails, and Monty just has no hope,
Yeah.
or it's pretty balanced, or completely not, and we all die in the first session. And this has all been for nothing. That makes it fun, though.
Baloney baloney.
Yeah.
Uh,
Do you have any questions for us, Monty?
You
No,
were
I
talking
already-
again.
I was.
Like exiting out of all this. No comments on any of our characters or anything.
No. I imagine some of us will probably have to go through whenever I get a fake map up to probably practice doing, combat and stuff so I can actually see combat in Foundry and stuff like that to mess around with, so I can make sure all that stuff's working correctly for next game.
Okay.
Which, next game is...
I was just gonna ask, so everybody listening knows too.
So this one,
What was that?
the 30th.
Questions.
July 30th is the
Of
next
this one.
game.
Okay.
3 weeks from now. But
3 weeks.
What?
July 30th. Oh, yeah, kind
Well,
of.
yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
But then the following week we'll have another game too. We're doing
Yeah.
2 Fridays on, 2 Fridays off. And
30th, right?
did you want to tell the chat what our homework is, or you just want to give it to us?
I already gave it to you guys.
Ooh, what is what? Did you?
Yeah.
I'm glad we even sharp, but like, wow.
Yeah,
was
like you're...
We were.
Pay attention.
Yeah.
I passed school. Mhm.
To be fair, we were passing notes in class, Michelle. We were-
Yes.
Yeah. Michelle, I know how your senior year went. From stories.
Only one with a notepad right now?
Cass has a whiteboard. Oh, he has a
Mine's
notepad.
digital.
And a notepad. Wow, jeez. I'm unprepared.
Oh,
Like,
another fun thing of I guess you guys can have your own. Like, I know with our last game, like I had a Google Doc open for everybody just to add notes as we were all going through, so we all had that collecting. Obviously, you're not getting my DM notes as I'm going through, but that was just an option for versus pen and paper. But homework-wise was, do your characters know each other? Bless you. Do your characters know each other? And if so, like, how long did they know each other prior to being in jail? Or did they meet each other in the same, jailhouse kind of deal? Or same courtroom? Important NPC names? Town you was born in. These are just some random ones. Maybe childhood friends.
To our characters?
Yeah, from your character. Like,
Okay.
important NPCs related to your character. Not virtually related, or not, specifically related, but they know, right? It might be... Obviously, I need to know, like, how they know them so that I can throw it in, in some capacity. Names. If there's any particular story beats that you guys want to do, like, hey, I want some story for my character to do X amount of thing, right? I want him to become a blacksmith and shoot all the horses that are going to be made into glue and rehabilitate all of them. I don't know. Right?
Can't rehabilitate glue horses.
They're going to the glue factory. I mean, you can probably get enough horses.
Rehabilitate the glue horses.
Listen, never doubt a necromancer.
That's my quote going into the next year. Rehabilitate the glue horses.
But yeah, any specific story beat stuff that you would really like to do, or have the option to do, stuff like that. Just really important things that I can throw into the world to flesh it out more, or to make your character stand out more, to help you develop your backstory. Because the more I know, or the less I know, then, that goes both ways of, putting it out there kind of deal.
Okay.
And with the details, you can go into as much detail, or with little as detail you want. Like, say, I killed Jim, and in X town.
One of my questions, I guess, now, after having heard all of that,
Remembered your homework the second time, yeah.
Anybody got notes? Is how do people feel about, like, one session being solely about one character's story and moving it forward for story purposes?
That's
I
fine with
love
me.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there might be story arcs where we're chasing X person's story, and I'll weave that into where, I mean, if the group chooses to take it, they can follow that bread trail, and then eventually after that, then loop back into whatever main story they were doing. Because or another mechanic wise, is that not all quests will be actively available, right? I mean, some of them will be timed, so to speak, if that makes sense. Like, they won't always be there, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we have, because initially you're not the only adventuring group in the whole continent, so it's like, hey, you go up to the board, and it's like, I need you to go either find a chalice, or go clean out these kobolds, or do this, that, and the other. And then depending on what you do, you might come back and that quest might be done, or might have not gotten done, which then will make me be able to do those, add in those changes. Like if you didn't go kill the kobolds, and maybe the kobolds are starting a revolt, or they're getting. You might have more encounters with kobolds or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I have more ideas.
Throw
in
a
my
drink
head.
up on your screen, Philip.
I did. In the chat, someone asked me about a
Oh.
specific Caribbean drink. So now I have my nice Caribbean drink.
That was Vex.
I believe it's Brazil's national drink. If I
Brazilian,
remember
yeah.
correctly. Yeah, it is really good.
What's in it?
It's like a
Drink.
sugar cane, which is the liquor, with then lime juice and sugar for simple syrup.
Is that a Carpenina?
But really, it's
Yeah.
air.
Really good.
I came into the store
Sounds
once.
good.
It was like, make the best caipirinhas. He literally used like Splenda. Brought in like
Nice.
limes, tried to like make them on the counter. I'm like, bro, you can't do this. This is not a bar.
Oh, with Splenda, no less.
Yeah.
Gee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
An authentic Brazilian drink, you know.
Splendid.
Fuck.
That's what they drink.
Splenda, shitty like $5 rum and limes he probably brought at the supermarket like 20 minutes ago.
He was just trying to share his joy with you.
Not with
Yeah.
Splenda. You're not
Yeah.
sharing joy with Splenda. That-
Joy is
You're not
garbage.
wrong.
Joy is trash.
James. All right. Well, if that's all we got.
All right. Our next game is the 30th.
Yeah.
Our first game.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
next, but
first
the
game.
first. That very first.
Session 1.
Session 1.
One. It's gonna be
Oh,
fun.
one thing
Session
I'll add
one.
to our homework, in case some of the rest of us hadn't nailed it down, like
Practice your voices.
No, nail down what your crime is.
Oh yeah, that was the thing I
Yeah,
forgot.
That's a big thing. Yeah.
Your
What's
crime.
great is I technically had a crime, so
For
I'm
sure.
perfect. I'm done.
Yeah.
Look at me overachieving already.
Push to talk, Michelle.
Push your button.
Oh shit! Three of you were like, "I murdered a guy." I'm like, "Okay, won't go with murder."
I said I already know my crime.
Hey, I went with like arson murder, so I kind of mixed it both. Well, okay. Well,
Spicy
all
murder.
right.
Spicy
I'll work
murder.
on it. I'll work. Yeah, spicy murder. Exactly.
Spicy murder.
I'll work on it though. Maybe just
Murdered
arson.
a guy. Aaron also murdered a guy.
I have a thing. I just didn't like spill. the
How
tea.
many things are there that you can be put into prison for in this world?
Fucking
Aside
the
from
constable's wife, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
But I have a thing, but like I don't want to
Yeah,
go
you're
too
right.
soon.
Yeah.
Honest, mine's gonna be some kind of theft.
I like to have there to be some doubt whether I'm guilty or innocent. You know, I don't want to just be like, yeah, I killed a guy. Fuck you.
Well, that's what I said. My crime is for murder, but whether or not we did it, that's another thing.
Yeah.
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 He, ooh, okay.
Could be anything.
Yeah. I'll need the details of your crime, if you committed it, and the more detail you can put into it, the more I can deal or go with it, or I can just ad lib stuff. If you're like, hey, names are
I'll do the
ABC, towns are XYZ, and then I'll fill in the rest. However much you want to put into it is how much I'll not put into it or
told
put
you,
into
Monty,
it.
Get back.
Shit, but I'll
Yeah.
I'll send it all to you.
60-40.
Yeah.
All right.
Good then. We can wrap this jank up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
buddy.
am looking forward to playing with you all.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be
In here.
a great time. Hope everybody enjoys it.
Everybody, buckle in.
yeah.
It's gonna be a long, long ride.
It's gonna be a long ride!
Especially for those vocal cords. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have
These are
tea
not
on
gonna
deck.
last long.
Oh, yeah,
Buy
yeah.
some-
Roblox prices.
Next games are July 30th and August 6th. We're gonna try and start around 9:30ish. Now that And it's between 9:30 and 10, or closer to 9:30 is the ideal, but hopefully it'll be up and going by 10. Don't have to do with cameras every time. But yeah, so you know that's the plan at least.
Sounds like fun.
We'll see you guys then.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.
Time, same
Thank
back
you.
channel.